What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the other side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? Welcome to season 2. This should be episode 5. Sooner or later, I'm going to lose track, but so we're in single digits. I can keep up. But welcome to the second season of the podcast. We moved over to Heroes Media Group to expose ourselves to a much larger audience and bring along our current audience as well. So I'm already seeing the analytics are starting to expand. For some reason, Singapore seems to be like a major hit. I don't know why. Like half the podcast is listened to by Singapore. Maybe because we did that one episode about the 7-Elevens. It could be that being hacked. I don't know. But without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So this one's actually from CBS News, and it's by Robert Laguerre. It's titled "FBI Takes Down Russia's Sophisticated 20-Year-Old Malware Network Known as Snake." So the FBI actually was in on this one, and they disrupted the sophisticated malware network. And they've been doing this for 20 years, and it's been going across 50 countries. Apparently, right? The Justice Department announced. So Operation Medusa was what they used to actually bring this down. And they used a digital tool called Perseus. And pretty much what it did was it made it implode on itself. So all the infected computers, it made them self-destruct. So 20 years worth just gone just like that, right? And we all know Russia's been doing this for years, right? So this is one of those things where Russia's been known to do this, but it's one of those things where you got to play the politics game, right? Like, you can't just be strictly offensive against them, but I guess it just got to be too much, right? They're wilding out too much, they over in Ukraine and countries that don't actually belong to them. So finally, Justice Department or FBI was like, all right, it's enough, you know what I mean? So, and it's not like they're acting out on their own, right? They have a court they went to that said, yeah, let's go ahead, let's make this happen. But yeah, this is a good thing right here. So the snake implant, what it does, it goes undetected on systems, right? So people don't even know that they're part of this larger collective of what's going on. But yeah, this Perseus, and they don't get into the details of it, right? Because I imagine that's a secret you want to stay secret, right? So you could possibly use it in the future, right? Because you got other countries out there that kind of do this stuff. You got your Chinas, your North Koreas, right? So we may end up seeing this again in the future. You never know. But a 20-year network, they've been doing this for 20 years with this tool, and finally kaput, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean Russia won't come back with something different, right? So that it's just one of those things where you can't expect them to stop going forward with this, because it's been kind of lucrative for them, you know what I mean? When it comes to like they're another one just like China, for theft of intellectual property. They've been accused of it. You'll see some new fighter planes they come out with that look like stuff that the US has, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, how did that happen? You know what I mean? So same with China. But yeah, we went in there, we took them out. We're like, hey, no more of this. You know what I mean? So, Ryan, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Like they will come up with something else, or they're already currently doing something else, right? Like, so it's good to see these legacy networks and persistent threats finally being taken care of, and then having the tech to maybe do it again, so they can expedite this, right? So they won't have a ring that lasts for 20 years. And the partners that were involved were Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and United Kingdom. So we're seeing a lot more of these joint operations to take down the, I guess it'd be that, is it Axis? Is that still a term we use? The Allies versus the Axis? Or is that like World War II?
That's more World War II, I don't know. The countries, the 5 you're mentioning with the US is Five Eyes, whenever you're
right.
That stuff. So
right. So yeah, but yeah, you're like you nailed it right on the head. The Russias, the Chinas, North Korea's, the Iranians, they all have these type of networks. They're all kind of doing the same thing. And like you nailed it around the head. They'll come out with an aircraft that looks just like the 22. It doesn't function like the F-22, but it's enough of information that they gathered to make it look similar and have some of the capabilities, but not all. So yeah, it's good to see that we're starting to be more public and vocal about attributing these things to the proper countries. Like, yeah, we see you and we see what you're doing, but as well as there's a sense of confidence when you can come out and say, like, we have a tool, we used it, we got rid of this, and we can use it again. So it's a warning, right? Like, either you get better at your nefarious plans, or we're going to start obviously uh, chopping away at it. So that way you don't have the ability to do what you're currently doing, especially in like the Ukrainian situation that we currently have, right? So it's good to see that we were able to protect our allies as well using these tools. So I think you pretty much covered it. I mean, this one was pretty quick recap of the article, as well as hopefully we'll be able to have one of these. I think it's like almost once a month or like every 6 weeks. The Justice Department or the FBI or somebody's coming public like, hey, we took this down. So it's good to see, and hopefully this continues to keep happening. So yeah, so we'll keep you all in tune with the news in case you're not keeping up with it yourselves throughout the podcast. Obviously, this one was a quick recap, so now I get to vamp a little bit. But we do see numbers increasing. We definitely want you to continue to tune in, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to the podcast. Share with your nerdy friends so we continue to grow. And if you know anybody in Singapore that listens, ask them, why. we love their support as well. Hit up all the websites that go by our name, and then hit me up personally. I am at Ry Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, and Twitter. So stay safe, stay secure.